Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you know, I'm Ryder Cotton, and today we're going to talk about 5 things that you can do to submit a winning offer in today's hot sellers market. Now before we get started, if you could please like, comment, and subscribe, I would be eternally grateful to you. Thank you. So what are the 5 things that you can do to submit a winning offer? Number 1, talk to a lender and get a pre-approval. This step is absolutely crucial before you do anything, before you talk to a real estate agent, before you look at houses. Once you've spoken to a lender and you've provided all the documentation that the lender needs, you will have a purchase price, and that will give you a range of home that you could look at. You know, it might be 250, 250,000, it might be 500,000, but that will give you an idea of, what type of home you can look at. Next, do the upfront work with your realtor in determining exactly what it is that you need. How many bedrooms, bathrooms do you need? Do you have to have a pool? Does it have to have an AC? Does it have to have an island? Does this home that you purchase have to be turnkey? Are you able to, can you afford to put some sweat equity into the money into the property and purchase a fixer-upper? These are things that you need to focus on before you start looking at properties to really make the process easier, more fluid, and a little more seamless. You won't look at 50 properties that don't meet your criteria. All right, tip number 3. Take the pre-approval amounts and reduce that by about 10 to 15%. Doing this will give you the competitive edge that you'll need in today's market, especially when homes are getting, multiple offers. I've seen homes receive 50 offers. I think the average right now is about 5 offers per home that's listed. So one, that allows you to be competitive with other offers, and 2, it gives you the ability to raise your offer price if need be. So make sure that your agent talks with the listing agent to determine what's important to the seller. Now, I hear lots of people saying that their buyer's agent isn't able to get enough information on what the seller is looking for. So really, you should be working with someone who can be aggressive and try to get this information beforehand, so you can submit a seamless offer and one that doesn't need a counter. And really, what you're looking for is, what's the seller focus on? Is the seller hyper focused on price? Do they need to rent back? Do they need a short or long escrow? How about EMD? Will a larger EMD make the offer more appealing? Are there other offers on the table? And if so, how many? Will shorter contingencies help? Will removing contingencies help? So really, these are things that you should be urging your buyer's agent to get the information from the listing agent, because this information will be invaluable to you. Tip number 4 or 5, I can't remember, but both you and your agent should be on top of the market. You should be set up on an automatic drip or an automatic system that lets you know of any properties that fit your criteria, if they're back on market, if there's price reductions, if there's any if they expire, which isn't very likely, and for some reason it gets pulled off the market. All right, tip number 6. So when you work with your lender on the pre-approval, you should also really consider working with your lender on getting what's called a DU approval. So this DU approval, or direct underwritten approval from your lender, shows the seller that the lender has verified your income, your assets, looked at your debt to income ratio, your cash to complete the purchase, your FICO scores. And if you submit this document with your offer, this should make your offer as good as cash. One, because there's not going to be any issues with your financing. The underwriters looked at everything and has already said yes. It's a to be discussed purchase, meaning they don't have an address on the property yet, but they do know you're able to purchase a house for the loan amount stated. So this will make your offer hyper competitive, as good as gold, and really, this will may even give you the option to removing your loan contingency off the bat. I know some people talk about removing appraisal contingencies. I don't think that's the smartest thing in the world to do. Loan, sure, that's fairly simple, especially if you have a DU approval. So thanks for watching my channel. If you're curious as to what home ownership can do for you and really what you're fighting for out there, take a look at my other video up above on how I made $40,000 in 6 months just by owning my primary residence.